using the word elegance to describe the 2019 Cabernet Sauvignon, which is a really pleasing descriptor for me, especially when I think back to the history of our wines from the 70s and 80s when my dad was in charge of the program. Dad began planting the vineyards in 1975, and with the best advice at the time, he planted what he thought were the appropriate rootstocks and clones, and then also thought that the key to making the great first growth quality wines, that was his goal, was to really maximize vine stress. And he ended up making wines that were very tannic, very intense, that took a long time to really soften and become drinkable. And he wasn't alone in the making of these wines. There were others doing the same thing. The Cabernets that Dad and others were making were what drove the original popularity of Merlot in the late 70s and early 80s, and mostly by women who refused to drink these intense, tannic Cabernets. And then, of course, the movie Sideways 19 years ago helped cleared up the oversupply of Merlot and got it back in balance where it is today. But it's wonderful to see this elegance really being the major descriptor of our wines today. And it really shows where we've come as a program. We have really mastered, I think, the growing and the making of estate Spring Mountain Cabernet Sauvignon. And it's just really pleasing. These tannins are just so refined now. The fruit is still really, really pretty. All the subtle descriptors are there in the subdominant categories. There's savoriness, there's a little bit of herbaceousness, a little bit of vegetalness. And with time, these wines will age and produce more subtle markers through the aging process, which is just terrific. So we've achieved something that a lot of people didn't think was possible 50 years ago. A lot of people thought that great Cabernet shouldn't be consumed before they were 20. This was really the rule from Bordeaux, which is where Cabernet comes from, the left bank of Bordeaux. And the general rule was, these great first growth wines, you would buy them when they're young and then you put them in your cellar and you would wait until they were 20 years old. And Robert Parker, probably the most influential wine critic ever, was the first person to say that, I rate these wines when they're 2 years old, and he says, there's no point in a wine's life where the wine shouldn't be in balance. And he just thought, I can rate the wines when they're young. I can see what they are. And the French had always done that too. And I think now we are making wines that we can really say when they're 4, which the 2019 is now, and we're just about to release it with this email. You can enjoy these wines now, but of course, with time, I think these wines will get better and better, which is just a wonderful place to be at. And again, I'm just so proud of our place and our trajectory right now for our company, where the vineyards are at, where the team is at, the consistency, the longevity, the camaraderie, and of course having my son Riley now on the team has been really satisfying for me. So I'm so proud of what we're doing, and these wines really show off our cumulative success over the years of really putting everything together. So dig into this 2019, have some now, lace them away for later, and enjoy them. Cheers.